This is part 3 of 5. I had wonderful time with Gabby and Ty Shanklin. And I'm grateful that God's given me a gift of exhortation and I'm being encouraged. And I pray that other people are being encouraged because we're called to help one another and build each other up, especially those in the household of faith. And these young people are on the move. So I implore you, if you will, just take a few minutes out of your day or whenever you can because life is so short. But go by the Wesley House and say, Ty, hey, good job. Because I see now how important it is, even the more, to help and encourage these young people, especially when they're helping other people. So here come the rest of the conversation with Gabby and Ty. All right.
Uh, so I got to baking when I was younger. I mean, in my teenage years, preteen, teenage years with my mom. We would make just honestly, I remember my mom. This is another heart smile, another memory. We were at a bookstore or something like that, and she bought a bake book, a cookbook, but it was all cake recipes. But it was all cake recipes for like to make really fancy box cakes, like what you buy at Walmart, like the box cakes. You
Uh-huh.
just add different things to it to make it better. So I remember we would play around with that, and we got some good results. And then we started making a dessert called tres leches, which is it's a Latin dessert known all over Latin America. And I don't even remember where we found this recipe, but we did, and it was good. And I started selling it I mean, I was a teenager, like I said, preteen or teenager, and I started selling it to my friends and their parents started liking it. And sometimes I'd sell them after church and all that stuff. And it just came from there. And I remember my dad's cousin, my dad's cousin, his daughter is a baker. She like went to school for it and everything like that. And one summer when we were in Puerto Rico, they were like, "Hey, Gabby has an interest in baking. Can you like teach her some things?" So she took like 2 days to just work with me and teach me a bunch of recipes and all that stuff. And that's kind of where it all started. In college, I didn't do much with it because you're just too cool for school. Like high school, college, didn't I made a couple for my friends and things like that. And the tres leche recipe, that recipe, I just know it's good. Like everyone that
It
has
is good.
tasted it is like, this is so good. So that was like my thing. I would make it for my friends, for family, and things like that. And then when we got married, he was like, "You should sell those. I think you can make some money off of that."
Mhm.
And I was like, "Nah, who's gonna buy this? How can I sell this?" And one of my friends, one of my mentors, I guess I would call her. She's a home baker, but she has a pretty successful cookie business. So like the cookies that you can customize it for like birthday parties and things like that. So she runs those, and I mean, it's artwork. It is beautiful. And I got her, and she was like, "You can make money with with this tres leche." So I just kind of did. So I want to say I started in 2019. Just kind of putting my stuff on Facebook, seeing who would buy. And then one day, like I've always loved donuts, and my goal for 2020 was I'm gonna learn to make some donuts. I'm gonna see if I can make donuts. I went to the no at the thrift store. We weren't looking for this specifically, but we were at the thrift store, and I saw a donut baking machine. And I was like, "Oh babe, look, let's get this." We got it. It was used, and I didn't use it for a couple months. It just kind of sat there.
Yeah.
My daughter's birthday rolled around, and I was like, I'm gonna make this for her. I'm gonna make donuts for her birthday to put on her cake to decorate it. And that was the first time I made some donuts. I like YouTubed some recipes,
Mhm.
looked online, and I found a recipe, and I was like, I'm gonna make them, and they came out pretty good. They weren't the best, but they came out pretty good. And I was like, I'm gonna keep messing with this.
Yeah.
So I did. I kept messing with the recipe, messing and tweaking it,
Yeah.
researching.
And I was very
And
honest with it too. I was like, these aren't good.
it's,
I was like, these aren't good.
yeah,
Yeah.
the glazes. So one thing, I finally got the recipe of the donut itself good, but then I didn't get the glazes right, like the vanilla glaze or the chocolate glaze. Those were tricky. So I had to do a lot of research, and YouTube became a good friend. YouTube and Pinterest and stuff like that. And eventually just kind of like mixing some recipes together, I found what worked for me, and we have the result that we have now.
Ooh, praise God. And watching your Facebook, I watch it because of your excitement. When you believe in your product and then somebody concurs, it even puts a bigger smile. You're like, look here. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm looking. I
Yeah.
see.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
so this is wonderful. Man, now I want to jump back to the Wesley House.
Yes, ma'am.
I saw this young lady just graduated from college, and she said, I won't name the facility, and they had her made a big to deal. I'm a product of XYZ. And so when I was talking to my friends, I said, y'all know what? I'm a product. I just want to tell you a little bit about Wesley House so you get even more excited, because what Wesley House did then still affects me now. And what you're doing, you may be dead and gone, because Miss Fisher and Miss Wheeler, you may not even know those names, but I could see them. So I'm a product of the Wesley House. They're skating, honey child. We would skate. They would feed us once a week. We had spaghetti. Ooh, it was good spaghetti. And then I went to camp, sent my kids to camp. Then they had camp for the parents, went to that camp as a parent, scared the kids. And Miss Fisher stood up and said, some parents last night, I'll never forget it. She disciplined us. She didn't call my name, but it was three of us. We snuck out in the door. Okay, so that's mine. Then this other lady, she's 70. And she said, Cha-Cha, you know, the Wesley House is the reason that I love older people. That's where I got my first job, NYC. And they had us go out and help old people. I thought, wow. Then this other young lady, it was three of us. We was just hitting like tag. And I just thought, man, this man needs to know that what you guys are doing and what I saw and now what I know, to know that you will have an effect when you're dead and gone on people, because you don't forget. And I didn't even live in the East End. I visited a friend. I lived in California, West End, California neighborhood, that area. And so it's like, but what the Wesley House did for me and my children, oh man. And then when I saw it on Preston, I was like, uh-oh, Coach Jones mad. You don't know that movie, but it was like something wrong there. So anywho, tell me what's going to happen Tuesday at 6. Is that the open house? How can you talk to me? What can I see?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So we have an open house on Tuesday, and so pretty much we've just wrapped up the summer. We're wrapping up the summer. We just finished up our summer camp not too long ago, and so we just recently had a grand opening of our West Kids, which is our Head Start program. And so for the open house, pretty much we just want to be able to share with the community our three departments. So we have West Kids, which is once again our Head Start. We have our youth development or Youth Brigade Academy. So it's ran by Miss Jessica. And then our Grow program, which is getting ready for opportunities to get to work. And so that's ran by our bilingual coordinator, Xavier. So we're just wanting to give more information to the community, because we want to make people aware that we have these services available. Because as you mentioned, you know, most people are used to the location out on the East End. So now we're at Preston, and we've been out there, I think they said like 15 years. Miss Charlene, I went to Mill High School. I graduated in 2011. I never noticed that building. I never heard of the Wesley House or anything like that. And so, but I'll tell you what though, our CEO Patricia Williams, she has sold the vision to me so well that I'm so on board. And you know, with me being the director of operations and her and I working so closely, I'm big on, you know, so in the same way that you set the atmosphere for this interview, I'm big on setting the atmosphere inside the building. And so, you know, I'm working on, you know, changing the culture in there. Cause like you said, you know, the scripture is greater is he that's in me than he that is in the world. So when I go in that building, I'm bringing him with me. So in the short period of time of me being there, there's been so much change, and it's been good change. And so with this open house, once again, we're just reintroducing ourselves and the things that we're trying to accomplish in the community. It's taken some time, but we're making the right steps towards getting to where, we were recognized, in the East End, and hopefully even surpassing that. That's where my vision is for us.
I believe it. I know I had, when it first moved, I didn't realize it was there. And when I first saw it there, my heart just grieved. I said, oh, it's going out. And now I look over there on purpose after I met Gabby on the talking, just the texting.
Yes, ma'am.
And I'm like, praise God. So I'm gonna try my best to slide through. I got Bible study at 7, but I need to slide through just to see, because I'm so excited. Don't mess around and start doing something for some old folks. We figure out something. We all ain't dead yet. We still got breathing. No, I'm kidding. But anyway, all right. And then I found out by your wife, because I told her what JoJo, my Joy's friend, Miss Charlene Shanklin. That's how it sounded in my ear. Barbara Shanklin. Yeah. And I told Gabby about it. I said, they said Shanklin, like to make me know. And that's your grandmama.
Yes, ma'am.
I said, say it ain't so. That's how that servant's heart. Because so looking at your forefathers living or deceased, can you, both of you guys, see anything that you pulled or you see similar that one of them may have had that you see in your life right now? And then the next question, because y'all got some little people coming. Got coming and coming. Ha! Bless your heart. But anywho, the legacy you want to leave. Y'all can do it together, however, but first, something you may have pulled from somebody, or you see in you.
Yes.
And both of you, anybody.
Yeah. Well, the last name Shanklin, I'm starting to realize is not very common, but yet the people who have the last name have seemed to have done something with it because people recognize it.
Yeah, when we're at the farmers market, we've had a couple of people like Shanklin.